Hey, and welcome back to Pessimism and Pop-Tarts. So today what we're releasing is a special episode. So Sandra and I, we get a lot of questions about our podcast and some of the stories we've told and different things. But one of the questions we get asked is, hey, if I sign up for your Patreon and give you some monies, like, what do I get? And I'm like, hey, you get special episodes, early access, and ad-free episodes. And they're like, cool, well, what's a special episode? And it's like, well, I tell a story or Sandra tells a story that's definitely not safe for work. And you're probably thinking, I don't know where you work, you idiot, but none of your episodes have been safe for work. And you know what? You bring up a very valid point, and that's why you're one of our most trusted listeners. With that being said, this particular episode is about when I went and saw Gwar and the Misfits on Doubles Night in Detroit with some friends and all the fuckery we got into. And let me tell you, there was a lot of fuckery, and it was a lot of fun. And anyway, we kind of wanted to take it off the Patreon feed and put it into the feed for everybody so people could get a taste of what sort of things they can expect from a quote-unquote special episode. So anyway, here it is. I hope you guys love it, and I hope you enjoy. And yeah, soon we'll probably do that episode where we answer some of your most frequently asked questions. All right. Hope you enjoy. The freedom that, that I had and what that allowed me to do without anybody passing any judgment. So let me tell you about a time I probably should have had less freedom. What is it about this gentleman that's sending me up some red flags? Oh, it's his shaved head. That's an interesting look for this time and place.
Oh,
and I look at his friend group and I realize they all have matching haircuts. I don't have a lot of life experience in this regard, but I have a feeling this is going to be a thing. She was trying to give me a line of coke.
Why did I know this is where this was going?
And I have to tell you, skinheads are, I think, like homo adjacent because they all wear matching uniforms and go marching out and they use the bathroom together and stuff. I'm not saying they're all gay. I'm just saying some of their behaviors are homo adjacent.
What's wrong with the way I dress? Some people might say that all black clothing kind of makes you look like an evil villain. Not me, though. I think you look like a sexy motorcycle. Vroom, vroom.
Hi, and welcome to a Random History Podcast. This is your host, Wrong Podcast. Welcome to the Van Dyke Dick Show. Big Bitch Energy Show. Yes, Big Bitch Energy Show, where one shot is an eye opener and two shots is a thigh opener. Or the My Life Show. All right, so we'll get cracking here. All right, get started today. So today is a special episode. I know you've been waiting a long time for this episode to come out, and you're like, wow, can another one drop? And that's why we record special episodes. Sort of a true story. With that being said, we are still sitting in the childhood home that we grew up in. Same night as we recorded 17 other episodes or so it felt. So hopefully this time we don't chat on for 3 hours. This one's a bit more direct of an episode, though. Oh, excuse me. So I think we'll be better off. So when we set this up, we kind of decided we would do 2 special episodes at least. One for Sandra and then one where I just tell a story where and these are stuff about where, we weren't around together to relate.
Right.
So individual things. So in one of the episodes, Sandra asked me if there was ever a time I felt superior to my cousins. And I talked about the freedom that, that I had and what that allowed me to do without anybody passing any judgment. So let me tell you about a time I probably should have had less freedom. This was, I was over 18 or maybe I was 18 at the time or thereabouts anyway. I got asked by one of my childhood friends, Jenny. She said, hey, you want to go with me? And my boyfriend or husband at the time, whatever, go with us to a concert. My default answer about going to a concert is, fuck yeah. Of course I want to go to a concert. Anything's going to be better than my first concert, which, truth be told, I went with my mom and saw Hootie and the Blowfish, but I'm never going to admit that out loud. My next concert was 1997 Lollapalooza, so
Hell yeah.
it was a little slight change. Same venue, Same venue, slight change. But this time I was like, yeah, let's go. And then she's like, do you want to know who we're going to go see? And I was like, okay. And she's like, we're going to go see H's favorite band. And yes, H's name has been changed to protect his identity. His favorite band is Guar. And I don't really know Guar. Not really my kind.
I know that one.
You got your phone. Look up Odorous Urungus. And that's important for this story.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, yeah, whatever. And she's like, I thought you'd want to go for the opening act. And I was like, who's the opening act? And she's like, the Misfits. I'm like, yeah, I want to see the Misfits and Guar. And she's like a fucking bad infomercial. She's like, but you want to know where it is? And I'm like, yeah, I want to know where it is. And she's like, it's at Harpo's. And I was like, I don't know where Harpo's is. She's like, it's in Detroit. And I was like, all right, bet, we're going to Detroit. And she's like, you want to know what else? And I'm like, what? And she's like, it's on Devil's Night. So let me set the scene. Once again, I am seeing Guar and the Misfits on Devil's Night in Detroit proper. Yeah, that's Odorous Youngus. So I am ecstatic. This is going to be amazing. So, no, you know what? I must have been 17 at the time because the girl I was dating was a Tracy, one of the many Tracys. This was blonde Tracy.
I was going to say, was this little blonde Tracy?
This was little blonde Tracy.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's like, you know, Ryan, I don't know that I want you going with your friends. You'll probably just do a lot of drugs and get really fucked up. And I don't think that's a good idea. And I was like, I won't do drugs. And I told her that because I was a liar. And I was like, she's not going to know. I want to be in Detroit on Devil's Night watching Guar and the Misfits. How's she going to find out? She's not going because they're not singing gospel music. So I go with H, my friend, and then we had another friend go, BK. I got to think of another name for this individual. Corley. And there was some other folks that I don't remember. But it was a good time. So on our way there, we're doing what's called pre-gaming. So, you know, smoke a little weed, whatever, just kind of pre-game, get amped up for the energy. We're driving, man. We get to Detroit. We see some burned out gas stations and we're like, they start the party? It's like, no, those have been burnt out a while. So that's not part of the Devil's Night activities. And I'm like, this is going to be so much fun. You know, whatever. I'm 17, kiss my ass. I go and we're standing in line, right? So all of us are standing in line and I'm fucking, you know, smoking weed. I think it might have been H. Somebody busts out some mushrooms and getting fucked up, right? I am a hippie. That's my name, hippie. But I'm not dressed as a hippie. I'm in disguise tonight because I'm seeing a punk band. And it's one of my favorite punk bands. Gonna go see the Misfits. Ah! It'll be so much fun. And Guar's gonna be there. So Guar fans are not fans of the genre of hippie. I think they have a song called Kill the Hippie. So not fans is what I'm trying to say. So I am wearing my finest Anarchy t-shirt with the holes torn in it.
I know the very one.
Exactly. It was given to me by my friend Don Madison, whose name has been changed to Hydrogen. Whoops. Anyway, so I'm wearing my finest Anarchy t-shirt. I got my blue jeans because, again, I'm 17, so this is 99. So I got my grunge era jeans on with the holes in the knees and the safety pins in there to stir the bowl, you know, when it gets low and being cached. You can stir it up and get another hit out of there, or smoke some hash off it, whatever the case might be. But I have my Batman utility belt of the grunge era. I am ready to go. And to cover up the smell of weed so the cops don't find out, I am wearing patchouli, which is the greatest way to make weed smell more like, holy shit, arrest that guy, is to wear patchouli. So I'm wearing patchouli outside a Guar concert. And I start hearing in the line, I smell a hippie. I smell a hippie. And I'm like sitting there with a joint hanging out of my mouth and a mushroom in the other hand. I'm about to cram in my fucking maw. And I'm like, hey, who do you think they're talking about? And he's like, shut up, hippie. Anyway, we make it inside without incident. And I'm down there, man, and they got, I don't remember who it was, the first opening act, whatever. It's a good time, having a blast, and we're down on the bottom floor. So Harpo's is set up like you walk in, and you got like the main floor, and then you walk, and then it's like 3 steps down, and you're at like, there's tables and stuff. And then if you walk another 3 steps down, it's like a dance floor sort of thing.
Okay.
Or maybe it's like more tables or something. And then the bottom floor, the next 3 steps down, it's a dance floor and stuff. It's a general admission mosh. And there's like no proper seating. Like, I mean, this is a club, right?
Right.
So I'm hanging out with H and my friend Jen, and we're having a good time, whatever. And it's all right. And I'm like, I need to get something here. Something. I got cotton chops pretty bad. Because we didn't stop smoking when we got out of line. So, and all they had was beer, and I don't drink because, I have standards. So I leave to go get something to drink, and I go and I get some water or something. And then after I pound that down, I'm like, I got to take a piss. So at this point, like the first opening act or whatever is finishing up, I go to the bathroom, and now I want you to understand something. There are 2 bathrooms, like 2 entrances to the bathroom. One says men. The other one says women's. And I think I should go in the men's room.
Okay.
Makes sense so far. You're with me, right?
Uh-huh. Sure am.
Now, I get into the men's room, and I don't know if everybody else read the same sign I did, because it is pretty much an equal mix of men and women.
Oh.
I may have been the only person there to use the bathroom. Because I'll tell you what else is going on. There is a lot of drugs and a lot of fucking. And I'm like, I need to use a pisser. So I eventually make my way to a urinal and get in, and I take a piss. And then I, because I took a piss in a place where people are fucking, I thought maybe I should wash my hands. So I'm like, I'm going to wash my hands. But the problem is the sinks are being used up by people I'd like to call cokeheads. I try to weasel my way to a sink and start washing my hands, whatever. And this guy starts fucking yelling at me and making fun of me. And I'm like, now again, I am candy flipping. I'm smoking weed. I'm pretty fucked up. I'm very comfortable to say I was pretty fucked up. And this guy's yelling at me, and I realize there's something peculiar about this gentleman that makes him stand out. And I'm kind of, what is it about this gentleman that's sending me up some red flags? Is it his black, well-polished combat boots? No, that's not it. That's not it. Is it the camo shorts with the cargo pockets? No, that's not it. That's not it. Is it the belt buckle with the skull on it? No, that's not it. That's not it. Is it the wife beater looking t-shirt that he's wearing underneath his 1980s punk vest? No, that's not it. That's not it. Maybe it's the 1980s punk vest. No, that's not it. Is it the blank expression on his face with the fire in his eyes? No, that's not it. Oh, it's his shaved head. That's an interesting look for this time and place.
Oh,
and I look at his friend group and I realize they are all have matching haircuts. I have angered, what do you call them? A swarm? A murder of skinhead. I have angered them. And by the way, this is like, I just said this shit in real time as my fucked up brain is trying to process this. And so I kind of turned around, and you got to remember, for those, obviously y'all didn't know me then, but I have hair down to like the middle of my back. Like I am a fucking hippie flat out. Like I can wear an anarchy t-shirt all I want, but I'm not passing for a punk. Okay. And I'm like, oh, I made the skinhead neo-Nazi people mad at me. Oh, fuck. I don't have a lot of life experience in this regard, but I have a feeling this is going to be a thing. And boy, was it. Holy fuck. So this guy's screaming. And I'm like, looking at him. What it is he was trying to do a line of coke off his old lady's back.
Okay.
Like, she's like leaned over the sink, and I'm like, I thought he was fucking her is what he was going to go do because of the... Anyway, no, he was just trying to do some blow, something innocent. And so I explained, I was like, I gotta wash my hands. And he's making fun of me for it. He's like, oh, did you have your dick in some fucking fat cunt? What? I'm like, no, I wasn't really worried about that. I don't really wash my hands after I piss unless I piss on them. But I took a look around here and thought, there could be some germs. So I washed my hands, man. I'm not here to offend you. And he's like, oh, you're not here to offend me? Well, you didn't offend me. You offended her. She was trying to give me a line of coke. Anyway, the only way to diffuse this situation is to do his line of coke off his girlfriend.
Why did I know this is where this was going?
And I'm like, my first thought was, don't say this out loud. I don't know if this is sanitary. I don't know where that back's been. Well, when in Rome. So anyway, I did this line of coke off this girl's back. Oh. And he's like, thank you. Now we're good. But I can't leave well enough alone.
Of course you can't.
No, I can't. And I just
Of course you can't.
No, I can't. Anybody else in their right mind is now like, thank you, sir. I'm going to sneak out this door. Please, leave your shit kickers on the ground, you and your steel toes. No, not me. I'm like, hey, man, didn't mean to make you angry. Sometimes it pays to be less angry. Why are you so angry all the time? And he starts fucking screaming at me, and I'm like, oh, he's just mad. And so I did the only thing that makes sense. I reach into my pocket where I have packs of cigarettes. One of them is joints. For the weed smoker on the go. And I just lit a joint while he's yelling because I'm thinking this is going to hurt a lot. And I wish I would have done some more coke or something else to numb me up because this is going to hurt. And he's just like, what? What are you trying to say? You saying if I smoke some weed, I'd calm down? And I'm like, I just came in to piss and wash my hands and you're yelling at me. You probably need this more than I do, bro. You see me mad? I'm not mad. You said I hurt your girlfriend's feelings and I made up there. So I understand how I hurt her, but I don't understand what I did to you and whatever it was. I'm sorry, man. And he's just like, he takes a hit off the joint. He's still, you could tell his brain's glitching. He's just irrationally mad, but there's nothing to tie it to. Mm-hmm. And his friends are starting to glitch too because they're doing the freaking chicken thing with their head, kind of like, fuck, oh shit, what's going on? Because they've been doing a lot of coke. and he's like, I've been like this since I was a kid. And I was like, oh, that's pretty fucked up, man. I was like, you want to smoke some weed and talk about that? I mean, I'm here for the Misfits. They're not on stage yet. And he's like, I'll smoke your weed. And I was like, right on. So the next thing I know, I'm sitting at a freaking table with skinheads, smoking weed, eating mushrooms, and doing coke and talking about childhood trauma. And I noticed something very quickly about one of the guys. He does not speak. But when he does, something makes me go, ooh, what's that, Scooby-Doo? This skinhead. How do I want to describe this? I can't believe she would walk around like that. Oh my God, anybody that looks at her has got to be gay. And I'm like,
projection much?
I was like, bro, you're tipping your hand. So anyway, one of the guys in this freaking group is definitely gay. Definitely gay. So anyway, Misfits is on stage. They're doing their thing. I'm missing it because I'm having freaking the Oprah Winfrey show with the skinheads. And afterward, they have a Halloween in between Guar coming on and the Misfits ending. They have a Halloween costume contest.
Oh, cool.
So you're probably coke and smoking copious amounts of weed and hash, mind you,
All the things.
with these skinheads. And this is the moment I decide after this is over. By the way, holy shit. So while we're passing around a joint and I'm having an Oprah Winfrey moment while the Misfits are on stage, members of GWAR are walking around.
Oh.
In their full costumes, right? You can tell who the GWAR fans are because they, right? Everybody else is like, cool costume, bro. Right? Any other day it would stand out, right? But on Halloween, it's like, okay. So I don't know if it was Odorous Urungus or who it was, but there was a member of GWAR standing at our table listening to our Oprah Winfrey moment while we're passing around a joint and doing coke off the table, who's just intermittently sticking his hand out and grabbing our joint and smoking it. Now, I am not a GWAR fan. I thought it was just some random guy in a Halloween costume. Until I saw him on stage. And I was like, oh! Anyway, back in the truck up. So anyway, so GWAR's now getting on stage. I'm like, oh shit, I should probably find my friends. I don't want them to think I died. And I'm like, hey, skinheads, it was really good to meet you all. I hope you guys like find your inner peace and whatnot, which is a great conversation to have at a fucking GWAR show where they sing Kill the Hippie. So I then decide this is the perfect opportunity to get a t-shirt because I have found when you go to a concert, it's important to buy a t-shirt so you remember you were there.
That's fair.
Because there is a lot of t-shirts I've had where I'm like, did I? I saw Three Doors Down 3 times? Really? Anyway, so I decided I'm going to go get a t-shirt, but there's a problem. So Harpo's is an older place. It's got some structural integrity issues, and the floor is not very even.
Okay.
And so I'm having trouble getting to the t-shirts because the floor is uneven and shifting a bit, and the walls aren't square, so they're throwing off my depth perception and my equilibrium a bit. The carpeting is kind of, I don't know, doing this shifting pattern thing because of the lighting. And I was struggling. And I know I was struggling because a smiley face came up and started yelling at me. I don't know what smiley face was saying, but the words didn't match his smiley face because it was an angry face. Because, wow, he was yelling a lot. And I'm like, cool story, smiley. And I left, and I went and got my t-shirt. And then I sat down, and the club manager came out, and he looked at me and said, hey, no camping here. And I'm like, I didn't bring a tent. I bought a t-shirt. And I'm like, oh, okay. I gotta go find my friends. So I went back down to the pit very slowly and carefully. I didn't find them. But to be fair, everybody looked like one single blob of people. And they found me after the show.
Oh, good.
That was cool. And they're like, hey, hippie, how was your night? And I'm like, it was pretty cool. They're like, what'd you do? I was like, I tried not to get into a fight in the bathroom. And they're like, what? And I was like, I tried not to get in a fight in the bathroom. And they're like, what? Why would you get into a fight in the bathroom? And I explained, and they were like, oh, yeah, you just got to use the open toilet. And yeah, you don't wash your hands. And I'm like, it just seemed like a place for you to want to wash your hands when you were done.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, yeah, I don't. He's like, hey, man, you can't fuck with those people in there, man. He's like, look, man, no bullshit, man. They'll fuck you up. And I was like, yeah, they have anger problems. And he's like, how'd that work out? And I said, well, they have lots of pills, too. And a lot of coke. He's like, what the fuck happened? I said, don't worry about it. Let's get to the hotel. So we get to the hotel, and they're like, all right. BK brought, I don't know, I think he brought like a 1/4 ounce of coke or something more out of the car, and everybody's doing a bunch of blow. And he kept bringing out more coke and smoking corn dogs. For the uninitiated, that's cocaine in your blunt or joint. And I just went to sleep. I was like, oh, this has been a night. And I wake up the next day with one bloodshot eye and I'm like, all right, time to check out. And this is before like flat screen TVs. So it was old tube TVs.
Uh-huh.
So BK's like, we kind of trashed the room a bit. We should leave a tip for the cleaning crew. And he left like an 8-ball of Coke cut out into lines on top of the television. The nice wood grain plastic television.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, and then we left and we went home and I didn't talk like the entire way back. I just chain smoked Camel Wides. I'm like, what a night. So yeah, I got to do some things that other 17-year-olds didn't. Oh, yeah. So fun after story. I talked to Blonde Tracy.
Okay.
She was incredibly mad at me because I went to the concert and did drugs. She told me not to even deny it. And I was like, hey, I don't understand why you think I went and did drugs. Why would you think that? And she's like, my ex-boyfriend Joe said he saw you there because Misfits is his favorite band. And I was like, yeah, I know that. She said, he saw you. He said you were going to buy a t-shirt and he said he jumped your shit because you had lied to me about using drugs. And I'm like, Smiley? And she's like, yeah, he said you just looked at it and said, whatever, Smiley, and walked away. And I'm like, holy fuck! I did see him there. Because I was like, I didn't see him there. It was Smiley. So anyway, that was
it all
Smiley.
makes sense now.
It all comes together. So apparently the mushrooms weren't as good as I thought because Smiley wasn't entirely an hallucination. Fun times with friends. So anyway, that is the time I went and saw the Misfits and Guar on Devil's Night in Detroit at the fine artistic venue of Harpo's.
Incredible.
And I have never told you that story.
You have not.
Anything you'd like to add or any questions you would like to...
I'm not sure there's anything I could add to that. I'm glad that you made new friends when you went out to play. I'm happy for you.
Yeah. I just hope the one skinhead eventually came out of the closet.
Yep.
I hope the other guys went and saw a new barber. And I have to tell you, skinheads are, I think, like homo adjacent because they all wear matching uniforms and go marching out and they use the bathroom together and stuff. I mean, I'm not saying they're all gay. I'm just saying some of their behaviors are homo adjacent. It's not me passing judgment. I think everybody should be able to live their life, whatever their truth is. I mean, I don't think being a skinhead is the truth. I think that's just you being an idiot. But I mean, as far as being gay, if that's your thing, just go ahead and be gay. Don't overcompensate with matching boots and matching jackets and haircuts. I mean, lesbians can do it. They can pull it off. But I don't think, it works for other groups as well. In a word from our sponsor today, Christian Light Ministries. You too can beat addiction. Okay, I made that one up too. And no, I wouldn't take their sponsorship if that's real. All right. Anything before I close this thing out?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, all my other questions are for other episodes.
Very good. All right. Well, everybody, that is our special episode of My Life. The Van Dyke Dick Show. Big bitch energy. All right, guys. Talk to you next time.